Hello guys, Greg back with another video. So I was just sitting around and I thought I haven't done a video for ages, so I thought what I'll do is I'll just grab all of the bottles that I've got that I've bought recently, bring them all downstairs and just talk about them all, do a quick haul video. So I've actually been buying quite a lot lately, but also selling quite a lot, but I've got around 20 bottles since I did my collection video a couple of months ago. So I'm just going to run through all of these, tell you a little bit about each one of them. So the first one that I've got here is this one from the Chanel Les Exclusives range, and this one is called Bois d'Azil. The original version of this, I believe, was a 1930s fragrance, but this was re-released when they launched the Exclusives range in 2007. Marketed towards women, this one, but definitely unisex, in my opinion. All about two notes, really. Well, predominantly two notes for me, and that's sandalwood and aldehydes. Very similar to Egoist, Chanel's Egoist. So if any of you like that one, chances are you really like this one too. So that's Bois d'Azil. Okay, let's pick another one. Okay, so this one is very, very hard to find now. Discontinued fragrance from the house of Dior. And this one is Eau Sauvage Fraîcheur Cure. Very similar to the original Eau Sauvage, or the current version of that. But this one's got added leather note in there, and also a little bit of amber. Very subtle leather note, but it just makes this fragrance even better than the original one, in my opinion. Really, really good fragrance, but so hard to find. That's Eau Sauvage Fraîcheur Cure. So now we've got this one. So I bought this one on Facebook just to do a split. I was just doing a friend a favour that wanted to sell the bottle, and I just kept the remaining juice for myself. And it's from the Dior Privé line. And this one is Ombre Nuit. Not a huge fan of this one. It's nice, but that's about all for me. It's an amber fragrance, obviously. It's got some rose, some citrus. It's okay, and I'll keep it, but it's not one that I'm massively fond of. Next one, let's have this one. Okay, so this is one that I really, really love. And I've split some of this as well. And this is from the house of Age de Venustus. And this one is called Iris Nazarena. So it's essentially an iris fragrance, but the opening's got kind of a musky ambrette type of opening to it. It's mixed with some anise. The main player, of course, as I said, is the iris. It's not the same sort of iris that you find in most iris fragrances. This one, I'd describe it as kind of a smoky, moody type of smelling iris. In the mid of this, you pick up some rose, some leather, and it dries down to a woody incense base. But really, really top quality fragrance, that one. Next one. Okay, this one. This is actually a repurchase. I sold this one initially because it didn't last very long, but I don't worry so much about that these days. So I rebought this one, and it's from Gucci. And this one is, if I can find the front of the bottle. Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme. Always really been about two notes for me, this one. And this one is just basically tobacco and violet. There is more to it, but that's what I get from it. Love the bottle on this one too. Some people think it's tacky, but I really like it. As I said, doesn't last particularly long, but I'm not too worried about that anymore. So that's Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme. Next one up, this is actually the favourite purchase out of all of these for me. This is from a house that I've been sort of championing for a while now, mainly on Facebook, but I have done one YouTube video as well. And the house is the British house Ormond Jane, and this one is called Nawab of Oud. Now this one's from their Four Corners collection, which is slightly more expensive than the standard range. So this 120ml bottle retail price is $335. I think this is 30% concentration, so pretty strong anyway. But there's also an intensive version, which is a 50ml bottle, and that retails for $210. Now this is just a fantastically well blended fragrance. It mixes oud with some florals. It's got aldehydes, green notes. There's musk in here. There's ambergris. Very close to, if not a 10 out of 10 for me. An absolute stunner. Nawab of Oud. Next one. Another gem, actually. This one is from the house of Acqua di Parma, and this is Colonia Intensa Oud. Now, a different take on oud, this one. It's unmistakably an oud fragrance, but it kind of maintains that Acqua di Parma freshness in there, which is a really good contrast, the freshness mixed with the oud. I'd describe this one as smelling regal. Very regal smelling fragrance. Next one up, let's do these. Okay, so I've got 2 fragrances from the same house. These are repurchases. I got a good deal, so I bought them both. And we've got Chanel's Platinum Egoist and Chanel Allure Homme Sport. Don't really need to tell you guys much about them. I'm sure you all know what they are. Next one, this is a blind buy actually, and probably the best blind buy I've done for a very long time. I haven't got any other fragrances from this house, never owned a fragrance from this house. The house is Alfred Dunhill, and the fragrance is called Icon. Beautiful bottle, lethally heavy. If you want to find a bit more about this, Max Hughesler, Maximilian Must Know, is the only person that's reviewed this, I think. Best reviewer on YouTube, in my opinion. And he nailed it on this one, I totally agree. Absolute beautiful fragrance. This probably will be my next review, if not next one, the one after that. So I'm not going to tell you too much on my opinion, but what I'll say is it's an aromatic, woody, spicy fragrance. It's got some of my favourite notes in here. It's got iris, it's got neroli, cardamom, there's lavender in here, lots more, but really, really impressed. And as I said, I'm going to do a review on that very soon. So that's Dunhill Icon. Next one, let's do this one. Now this one has been hyped by Mark Robes 08. I found a bottle on eBay, so I thought I'd pull the trigger and give it a try. And this one is L'Odyssée Eau d'été Summer Edition. It's basically the summer 2009 version. I do prefer the original to this, but this one is still really good. Very, very similar. This one, I have only really sprayed this a couple of times, but to me, on first impressions, it had kind of a marine vibe, a salty seawater type of accord, that, you know, and that mixed with the original. But I'll test that a bit more and see whether or not that was actually correct or not. Next one, this is one I actually got free. You may have seen that I did a video recently called Hype Train, which was on a fragrance called Oud Kadim. And I bought that from a fragrance store in, not actually a fragrance store, but a store in Bradford called Janan. When they sent me the second bottle that I bought, they sent me this free fragrance here. The house is Janide, I always get this wrong, Janide Jamshed, or J Dot is the second name, so I'm going to stick with J Dot. This fragrance, basically, simply put, this is an EDP version of Versace Eros. It is a bigger, bolder, longer lasting, better version of Versace Eros. Very, very similar. And this is the second really good fragrance from this house. And there's more to come from this house from me. And it gets better. And honestly, there are some great fragrances. So that one's, excuse me, White Musk. Now this one I've got next is actually marketed for women, but I think this is totally unisex. I haven't even opened this one. Thierry Mugler's Angel, the EDT. Totally got the DNA, same DNA as the the Thierry Mugler's. Very similar to Amen, but it hasn't got that harsh tar note in there that Amen's got. Beautiful fragrance, as I say, marketed for women, but I'll definitely wear it, no problem at all. Another Thierry Mugler fragrance next, another one that's just come in and not opened, and this is Amen Ultra Zest. Again, completely got the DNA of the Amen series. It's got that patchouli, coffee and vanilla that you'd expect, but this one adds some fresh citrus notes in there, which makes it more of a wearable fragrance in the warmer months. But very good, I like it. Next one, now this one gets a lot of stick. I've just got to find the bottle actually, because I've moved them all around. Here it is. So this one gets a lot of stick for being reformulated. Now I used to wear this in the 80s, but I don't actually remember what it smelt like. So I've got the reformed version. And no matter what anyone says, I actually think the reformed version is superb. And this is from Guy Laroche, and you've all have heard of this. This is Drakkar Noir. Just a gentleman fragrance, really. Just gentleman in a bottle, this one. It's oak moss, leather, lavender, perfectly blended, beautiful fragrance, and it's one of my favourite fragrances out of all that I own at the moment. Next one, let's grab one from back here. So I bought this one because I read reviews and was told that it was actually very similar to the original Drac Noir. So I bought it, and this is what it is. And I've never heard of the house or the fragrance. It's from Caesar's World, and it's called Caesar's Man. It actually looks like the fragrance that Rocky Balboa was trying to do an advert for in Rocky 2, Beast or whatever it was called. But really green juice. Now this is a proper old school gentleman's fragrance. It's not as good as Drac Noir in my opinion, but it is nice, but I'm not sure it will get much wearing out of me. If you like 80s style fougères, then definitely this one's worth giving a try. So now I've got this one, which this is another discontinued gem. I never smelt this. A lot of people on Facebook were talking about it, so I thought I'll take a punt and buy it. It's from Giorgio Armani, and this one is called Attitude. Never smelt it before, as I said. It's got this very different bottle. It's like this cigarette light. How does this open? Like a cigarette lighter type of thing. Not sure why, because it's not a tobacco fragrance at all. It's got a hit of lemon up top. It's trying to remember this one. I haven't worn it many times, but it's a warm, comforting fragrance. It's got coffee in there and patchouli, lavender, I believe. But another really top fragrance that's been discontinued, which is a shame. So next one we have got, now this is going to be my next review, probably my next review, so I'm not going to talk about this one too much. I'll just show you it, because that review should be done in the next week. This one is called Cerruti Image, obviously from the house of Cerruti. And now we've got a couple more. Okay, these have both only just arrived. I haven't worn either of these. This one here, I've just had one spray on my arm. Very hard to find fragrance. And this is called Cherry Pour On, the EDT. I bought this after seeing part of a video by Sai, Fragboy Stewie. I'm sure you guys know him, really excellent, one of the newer reviewers. Smells a bit like Paco Rabanne's Black Excess Lexay to me, but with an added pear note in there. But as I say, I've only given it one spray, so when I give it a full test in I may feel differently about it. Quite nice, but not blown away by it. The next one is, again, one that I haven't even tried. This literally just came in yesterday. And this one is called Tactics, and the brand is called, don't know if it's written on here, called Shiseido. Japanese house. Took 4 weeks to arrive, this did, from Japan. And when it arrived, I realised, after waiting 4 weeks, that I'd ordered a splash instead of an EDT, but never mind. So I bought this after seeing Gary's video. Gary has got a YouTube channel called Aussie Crew, and he's a man of good taste. I really like his channel and like his taste, so I thought I'd give this one a go. As I say, I haven't even tried it, believe it or not. I came in yesterday and I haven't even tried it on, but it's a classy fougère fragrance from the review that I saw of Gary, so I'm hoping it's worth the wait. And the last one here, one that I nearly forgot, but how could I forget this? From my good buddy, well, two of my good buddies actually. This is from 4160 Tuesday, Sarah McCartney's brand, fantastic indie house. And this was made in collaboration with the YouTube reviewer I mentioned before, Max Huisler. And this one is called Maxed Out. Not going to talk too much about this because I will review it, but it's a stunner. Trust me. Believe the hype. So there you go. I think that's 21 new bottles. Now, as I said before, I haven't just gone out and been crazy. I actually sold 28 bottles in one sale in 2 days that I did on Facebook. So I'm doing reasonably well with my neutral spending, but I'm still probably not quite sticking to it. But anyway, thanks for watching as always, guys. Please give a thumbs up and leave a comment. If you're not subscribed, please do. And thanks again. I'll see you all soon. Cheers.